University leaders are on Capitol Hill today explaining their responses to pro-Palestinian protests and accusations of anti-Semitism on campus. The Northwestern president spoke to lawmakers about the university's plans for the summer.
The important thing that we're going to be doing over the summer, Congressman Adams, is we're going to be revising our conduct code, which was just not appropriate for this moment. And so we're going to be working on that.
Rebecca Castor has more from Capitol Hill about the changes.
School may be out for summer, but some lawmakers in Washington are still demanding answers on how chaos like this was allowed to play out on campuses across the country this semester. This was the University of California, Los Angeles earlier this month, when dueling protests between pro-Palestine and pro-Israel students turned violent.
We tried very hard to find an off-ramp for student protesters so they could leave the encampment. Wasn't to be. Safety became an issue for the whole community.
UCLA's chancellor is the latest college leader to be grilled by lawmakers, along with the heads of Northwestern and Rutgers, schools that ultimately made concessions to pro-Palestine protesters.
Jewish and Israeli students were not consulted.
Jewish and Israeli students were not consulted with respect to the agreement.
Exactly.
And it would have been impractical to do that.
It's the fourth congressional hearing on college anti-Semitism, and they're known to get heated. Testimony from Columbia's president in April inflamed campus protests, while other hearings ultimately led to the presidents of Harvard and Penn resigning.
Those who are in charge of universities, who negotiate with pro-terror protesters, are not doing their jobs.
Republicans are mostly driving this effort, while some Democrats say it's just adding fuel to the fire.
Complaining about a problem is not a solution. It certainly riles people up, generates a lot of media coverage, but it doesn't solve anything.
On Wednesday, UCLA reassigned its police chief as the school begins investigating its response to the campus protests. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox 32 Chicago.